So I think the evidence in my clinical practice has kind of shown that the exclusive human milk diet starts us out in a mode where we can decrease inflammation. And by decreasing inflammation, we're seeing those outcomes in better improvement with BPD, ROP, sepsis, and a lot of the other things that infants have at that time related to that inflammation.
Yeah, we've seen the same thing in our facility, definitely with the BPD. We're having less cases of that since we've implemented.
Yes, I think it's exciting, as you said, that the research supporting the exclusive human milk diet and less inflammatory responses, kind of mitigating inflammation, and knowing that BPD is one of the inflammatory diseases. So we have also seen statistically less incidence of BPD in our babies receiving Prolacta's exclusive human milk diet. And it's exciting to know that probably the effects are going to continue to be seen in other inflammatory disorders, such as ROP being one. The topic of sepsis in preterm infants, it's exciting to think how the exclusive human milk diet contributes towards fewer sepsis evaluations per patient and less incidence of sepsis. And that also, as we're able to get central lines out faster, that then you're removing a huge risk factor for sepsis.
Yeah, we've been really monitoring our data, our QI data, and we've seen that our sepsis rates have gone down since we've started implementation of the exclusive human milk diet. And the anti-inflammatory process and then being able to get them off of the TPN faster allows for us to have less risk.
And I think the exclusive human milk diet and the Prolact Plus fortifiers allows us to provide those extra nutrients that we need during that transition phase. You know, previous to us using the product, we were being on TPN for longer periods of time so that we could supply the right amount of protein and all the other nutrients that we need, and being able to start that fortifier a little bit earlier with the Prolacta products, I think really is helpful in getting rid of that TPN and decreasing those days.
And I think seeing the gut as an immune organ and knowing how the human milk oligosaccharides support the infant's gut is probably a huge factor in seeing these reduced incidence of sepsis.
Right, and I think the overall decreased inflammation as a whole is really important for all of the ROP and BPD and sepsis that we're talking about. In my experience in the evidence, talking about feeding intolerance, I think the point is that we all can say that there's feeding intolerance, but what are we going to do about it? And I think the fact that we have been able to fortify earlier with the exclusive human milk products from Prolacta has really helped us to be able to see that we've had less feeding intolerance and we can provide the nutrients that we need, and that in turn helps mitigate the actual feeding intolerance that we were seeing before.
Yeah, we've not had to stop our feeds near as much with the exclusive human milk diet as we have with other feeds. So it has allowed us to get to those full feeds faster. We're not seeing the number of bloody stools that we used to see in the past. Spitting is not as much of an issue.
I think, as you've said, that feeding intolerance can look like many things. And so I would say in our unit, using the exclusive human milk diet has helped us distinguish between what might be reflux and spitting up due to reflux, or just the dysmotility, right, that comes with every preterm infant. However, we don't have necessarily the abdominal distension, significant repeated emesis, things that you would say, okay, that rules in with changing feeds and true intolerance. So it's helped us, I think, distinguish and change practice so that feeds are not stopped unless they really clinically have a need to do that.